What's that? It's Pat.
Okay, so this is Patrick Argiro, aka Cousin Pat, here with Yorgan Decastro, and I accidentally been talking to him for about 10 minutes without recording, so whoopsie. But we were talking a little bit about where he grew up, and you were saying that you grew up in the town of St. Vincent, in a little. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, there's an island. San Vicente is an island, small island in Cape Verde. But I born in San Vicente and I grew up. Me and two sisters and my mother.
Okay,
And,
okay.
Beautiful place. Small.
Do you miss it sometimes?
No, I'm going back there in December to visit I have a sister there and a couple of friends.
Okay,
so I've
okay.
been out there since 2000.
Okay, and I was saying before earlier that I thought you won that fight against Greg Hardy, but you said you move on. It is what it is. The judges do what they do, and you just move on, right?
Yes, that's what I do in life, man. Everything I don't get a hold on things too much. I like to enjoy the moment and take the good side of everything. Sometimes we got a bad situation, and I always try to move on. I don't like to get a hold on things too much.
Yeah,
that's no good for you.
Right. And so when you debuted in 2019, were you just like on the top of the world? Did you just feel like how did that make you feel? You got into the UFC, like you were in the show.
Yeah, that was one of the great moments in my life, beside my daughter's moment, of course.
Yeah, well, you have to say that, but I would think that your daughter, yeah, I would hope that ranks a little bit higher.
That's the rank number one. Yeah, but that was a great solidification that I and like a life dream coming through.
And you beat a really good opponent in Tafa. He's a solid guy.
Good. He's good. He's solid. He's young. He's only 20. He got a future.
Yeah, for sure.
He's really good.
Yeah, and yeah. So I love the sport, and I think those who can't do so I can't fight. So I enjoy watching it, and it's just, to me, it's like it's a mixture of brutality and art. That's how I call it. When you see some of these, when you see some of these people just doing some of these amazing things, you must be in awe of some of your coworkers, right? It's just.
Yeah, I like it. I feel like it's an art. It's a beautiful art. People think that it's most blood and it's doing that thing, but that's art. You have to have skills. You have to. If you see two skills guys fighting, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch, and I love it.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that would be like. And you know what I love also, as a guy growing up and not that big of a guy, when you see, and I'm so bad with names because I do have like a little bit of a TBI thing, and that's one of the things that I'm going through is my thing is went through some tough times. I just lost my dad to COVID, and decided this is what I want to do with my life, and I want to talk to people and find out what drives them. And so, please, to the gentleman whose name I forgot, the former champion who a smaller guy, he lost, but then he called out some agent that was
Dominic Cruz.
Dominic Cruz called out this guy who's got 100 pounds on him because he knows he'll whip his ass. And that's what I think is just so amazing. It's like this guy is like my height, my size, and he's like, yeah, I'll fight you. And it's just like the confidence. It's just like, wow, So anyway, so
that's
what's that?
I see that's the funny thing about mixed martial arts. You build your confidence and get you ready for anything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what got you into mixed martial arts? Did you start off as a kid, or later on in life? I know you've only been doing mixed martial arts for about 4 years.
No,
Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
I was doing kickbox first. Oh, no problem. I start to get in shape just to see it. Like I say, I wanna learn something to know how to defend myself and get in shape. And I end up falling in love for it. Like 6 months later, I was fighting already. I was doing kickboxing matches and box.
Yeah.
I used to live in Portugal. Then I moved down here in America, 2012, December 2012. 6 months later, I was fighting too. So I get right into it. By today, I can explain. I keep fighting.
And how is it? How is that? The tough, the Ultimate Fighter? Because you were on the show, right?
I went to the Contender Series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Contender Series.
And what's that like?
I missed it.
Well, what's that like? What's that whole process?
The Contender
like?
Series. That Contender Series was very emotional. I don't know how to explain. That's tense. They match you up with another top guys from US or around the world, and basically you guys have a job interview.
Really?
Whoever present, yes, there's like a job interview. Whoever to win impressive to impress Dana White. So it went well for me, but it was very tense and it was
That's
a
right.
lot
You
of
were on
pressure
the
on me.
that's right. You were on the Contender Series. That's right. You were on the Contender Series. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So tell me, like, so walk me through like a typical day for you. Typical day for you in training, or just what you go through every day to get ready.
Yeah. I wake up in the morning, drop my daughter into school, back to work. I still working. I work in the school system. Then I worked 7 to 2:45. Then get home, get a little snack, go to strength and condition. I got strength and condition 3 to 5. Then strength and condition. Then I go to jiu-jitsu. Monday and Wednesday is jiu-jitsu and MMA practice. And Tuesday and Thursday we have kickbox and sparring. So basically my days, I wake up at 6 single day, Monday to Friday.
Oh, so you wake
sparring Saturdays morning, and I take Sunday.
You take Sunday off, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the ultimate goal? Like what's the ultimate goal? Is it to become the heavyweight champ, or is it just to keep learning, or do you have short-term goals, long-term goals? What are your goals?
Yeah, I always tell people, everybody fight for different reason. Take care of my family. So no matter how long, my goal is to take care of my family. If you have to be if be a champ, you're gonna give me more resource to take care of my family. So then yes, if not, as long as I can keep making money, take care of my family, buy a house, send my daughter to college, and make my wife happy, that's my goal.
Well, that's the main one, the wife thing, right? That's the main one.
Very important.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're from America or from any other country, but that's the key one, the wife. Keep the wife happy.
Very important.
I'm divorced myself, so I failed at that mission, but that is the key. So who are some of your favorites? No, go on. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Fighter?
Yeah, fighters.
So I said there's no failure, but it's a learning process.
Yes, thank you for that. It's a learning moment. It wasn't a failure. It was an ability to learn, an opportunity to grow. How's that?
Yes.
How's that? That's good. That's good.
Exactly.
So you're you're let me ask you this, because I'm like a little boy, right? So I'm like a little boy. I'm a man, but I'm a boy. So I always like, these things are so cool to me. Like, these things are cool to me. Talking to you, I'd rather talk to you than Tom Cruise, to be quite honest with you. No, seriously, unless you were on the cast of The Sopranos, I don't really care, because that was my favorite show. Unless you were on the cast of Sopranos, I've seen a lot of celebrities in New York, and I go, oh, that's cool. I saw Danny Glover. I've seen a lot of people, but I saw someone from The Sopranos. I went crazy. I was like a little girl. But do people? You're a big guy. I mean, like, what are you? 6'1", 260. Okay, so I'm guessing this doesn't happen too often. But have there ever been any situations where people don't know who you are, and they're like, because I've heard of UFC fighters, professional fighters, who people don't realize who they are, and they're starting fights with them. Have you ever had a situation where somebody's like testing you or trying you, and you're like, hey man, like, this isn't a good idea?
No, man, I'm always a cool dude too, and I live in a small city right here for River, so everybody know me from gas station to Walmart to Stop and Shop. So I'm good. I never and also I'm always avoiding situation that I don't go to bars, I don't go to nightclubs, I don't really go out. So my life is home, gym, work. I will probably walk away. I don't get any confrontation. I barely get in those.
That's good. That's good. So you said when I was talking to you on Twitter that you were an open book and I could ask you anything. And of course I will only ask you with respect, because I'm afraid of you. And you're just an airplane ride away. It's not like you can't just hop on an airplane, knock on my door, and then beat the crap out of me. So what diversities or what issues have you had that you think, was there ever a time that you thought this dream of mine of being a UFC fighter is not going to work out, or this isn't the way I should go? Or has there ever been any diversity or any type of loss in your life or trauma that maybe affected you mentally?
Yeah, there's a lot of moments. I was when I first came here, I was working 2-3 jobs. Really no time to train. I didn't have my paperwork in order, so I was illegal. There was a lot of moments that I'm not gonna make it, never gonna make it. It's not for me. But there's always something inside me that keeps saying, you gotta do it, man. You're different. You gotta keep pushing. If you stay consistent, and one day gonna happen. That's what I did. I focus on things that I can control, which was working hard and get my things straight, and I never really see up there. So I keep going small steps, and less I know, and things happen.
And that's a really good lesson, because I used to be a guy who was going up here, like right away. Like I wanted to skip all this and go right here, and now I'm like, no, I can't do that. Like, it doesn't work, and you wind up actually failing. You got to take those little steps to get to the bigger step.
Exactly.
But it worked.
That's the problem with a lot of people. So say, keep saying.
No, I'm saying it works for some people. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking? No, it works for some people. Like it seemed to work for Conor McGregor. But I think that's maybe just a fluke or something.
Yeah, I don't believe in reaching right. I got it. We got to dream high. We got to reach for the top. But there's still a couple. I like to tell everybody who train with me and people around me, there are a couple boxes that we have to check till we get to where we got to go. So there's stay consistent. They train hard. They to be a good people. I like to check a couple boxes. As I keep telling all the kids that train with me, I say, before you guys get to the UFC or before you get to where you want to be, there's a couple boxes that are going to keep checking in your way up.
So where you're training right now, and you're in Massachusetts, is that?
Yes.
So where you
Yes,
train,
for River Mass. Yeah.
okay. So where you're training, there's other fighters, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but are you sort of like a mentor or to the younger people, like where they look up to you because you made it, and you kind of just give advice and, let them know like, hey, this is what you should do and not do, and try to avoid these pitfalls and things like that?
Yes, there's always, not just in my gym, but in general. I come from a place that odds was all against me. I born in Cape Verde, a small country. Nobody even know Cape Verde. A lot of the kids doesn't even know Cape Verde. Then I came here. I live in Fall River. It's another small city, and I made it to the UFC. So they see me fighting ESPN, and they see me next day here, walk around, and they always ask me for opinion. I don't really like to give people there's no blueprint for making it to UFC, but I will tell what worked for me. That's what I always advise kids. I will tell them what worked for me, but we all have our own. But I always try to, in general, let them know they should be working hard. They should be stay humble. Don't be too cocky. Those general things. But I don't really give you the look to get to UFC.
Yeah, and what's interesting is my podcast isn't an MMA podcast, but I have like the next 4 or 5 guests happen to all be MMA people, and so it's just you guys are really cool and really just available and open to like speaking about these things, and a lot of you guys, you train really hard to get where you are, and who I like, and a lot of people, it's not that they dislike him, but I like Kamar Usman because he sounds like you in the sense of he always mentions, I'm doing this for my family, I'm doing this for my daughter, and a lot of people, he's not very flashy, he doesn't talk a lot of trash, he's not, I guess Conor McGregor or something like that, and I love all these guys, and I hope eventually I talk to all of them, but I really like him. He sounds a lot like you, where he's like, I'm doing this for my family, and that's really it. I'm doing this for my family, and that's what his goals are.
He's a very good guy too, humble, like you say. Come for a very humble family, and like you say, he's good for his daughter, take care of his daughter. I love him, and I admire people like him, and a very good fighter too.
Incredible fighter. Incredible fighter. Let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but when you watch a video like Diego Sanchez getting punched in the head upside down, now as a guy who's never, I did like Taekwondo when I was 12, and then I got a D, and my mom took me out of it. She's like, you're not doing good in school, so she took me out of it. But when you see a video like that, is there any benefit to getting punched in the face upside down? Like, does that build muscle in the head? It just seems like a way to hurt yourself.
Yeah, I don't really. Diego Sanchez is a legend. We do this forever. Put in a great show, but I don't think he really was in the right mind, him or his coach, because I don't think there's no Diego Sanchez, and I'm a fan of him since a long time ago. So
I'm a fan of his too.
It is what it is. I'm actually happy he's not his coach anymore. So I hope he find the right one, because he's a legend.
Sometimes I'm an open book, and I'm going to be doing a podcast with this beautiful young lady named Jill Nicolini in July, and I'm going to just be as very open as I can. But I've had my issues. We all have. And I think what happened here is you saw a guy going through something just with cameras on him all the time. And that's not really fair, but it is what it is. But luckily, I think enough people got to him to say, this is not good.
Yes.
Get away from this guy. Hopefully he takes some time and can just like reframe his thinking. And is he retired or is he going to retire? I'm not 100% up on his career.
I know he had another fight on his contract, so I don't know how they're gonna do it. But I'm pretty sure now that he's not with his former coach anymore, I'm pretty sure UFC gonna come back and give him another fight the way he deserves it, because he's a legend. He's a Hall of Fame. He deserves another fight to go on top.
Do you follow baseball?
No.
Okay, I don't follow baseball either. But who he reminds me of, there's a Hall of Famer, I believe he's in the Hall of Fame, called Don Mattingly. He played for the Yankees, and now he's a coach for the Dodgers or somebody. I can't remember. But he was like one of the best players to never win a championship. Or Patrick Ewing of the Knicks. He reminds you of those guys, like really good, but just never got that gold. You can almost say like a Chael Sonnen, who never got that gold.
Yeah. Nate Diaz, Uriah Faber, all those guys really good, never really got it.
Yeah, for sure. I once saw. I was living in South Florida. I don't want to give his I don't want to give his props away or whatever. I saw Bigfoot Silva walking into a Publix, and I wanted to go up to him, but I was like, you know what? Nah. I mean, that is a big guy. Bigfoot Silva, you know what I'm talking about?
He's a big dude. His hands, he's a 4 extra large. They make special gloves for him.
Yeah, he was in Publix. He was getting a 6-pack, and I just said, you know what? I'll just leave him be. This was a couple years ago. I didn't really have a format back then. I'm a former stand-up comic, and and look, I've been through diversity like the rest of them, like the rest of you, a little bit different, and I failed a lot. I've tried out for like The Apprentice, I failed. I tried out for Last Comic Standing, I failed. America's Got Talent, I failed. My favorite show was, do you remember Showtime at the Apollo? It would come on after Saturday Night Live with the dance.
Yes.
Yeah. And I didn't make that one I wanted to make because I love that show. But you move on, right? You take these lessons and you just move on.
And keep trying, my friend. Never stop. Whatever you put your mind on, you fail, keep going, keep trying.
You know, I watched a really great speech by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was giving a commencement speech at a college, and he was telling these kids that you just never give up, and he was saying how he worked out 5 hours a day. Then he would work as a carpenter, I believe, something like that. He would do some other stuff. He'd go to acting lessons. He'd go to voice lessons. And then he'd sleep. And he'd wake up at 6, go to bed at 12. Wake up at 6, go to bed at 12. And somebody in the audience said something. And he goes, I can't sleep 6 hours. And he goes, then sleep faster. You know, like, it was kind of funny. Like, hey, this is what you want to do. Because while you're sleeping, somebody else is working hard. You know, while you're in training camp, your opponent he might be out jogging. Well, if you're sleeping, I'm saying, you know what I'm trying to say. So there's always somebody who's hungrier than you are, and you just gotta keep
willing to go.
What do you think about? What are your thoughts?
That's right.
What are your thoughts on Conor McGregor?
He's entertainment, man. He definitely have skills, man. The guy was 2-time champion, a lot of skills, but he also understands. It's about sell. It's It's about what people see, and he understand it. And he made most of it. Like super rich now. He's the most well paid. Like I think the most. He's the number one athlete in the world. Make more money. He make more money than Cristiano Ronaldo and LeBron James. So he understand the game. He have the skills to do it. He understand the game, and he's making the most of it. You can't hate on him. The guy's smart. Everybody will hate on him.
Jealous?
Yeah, he made. So yes, you can hate on him. Especially he did so many things for because of him. We make more money. It's because of Conor. Conor bring their all. So you can't hate on him.
You know, he would make fun of people. He'd say, "You're getting paid because of me," when they fight him. But it's true. Like,
It is true.
it's true.
He's the one who bring the numbers. He's the one who's gonna bring the
Do you know? I wish I knew how to start a
the
fight.
numbers. So
Yeah, he's the one who brings the numbers.
yes, he's the one who bring the numbers.
You know, I wish I knew how to start a fight with Jake Paul. Like, I would let Jake Paul kick my ass for $1 million. Like, you know who Jake Paul is, right?
He's another one. They making money. Both of them, Logan Paul and Jake Paul. They bring the numbers. People, you can talk whatever you want. If I had a chance to fight one of them and make the money that they offer, why? It's a no-brainer. I do this for money. We are fighter. We need money. We fight for money.